What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. This year, northern Taiwan has seen some of its rainiest months on record. But in the south of the country, a dry spell has hit local water supplies. Officials in the city of Tainan say reservoirs have enough water to last only until February. Stash Butler reports.
Taiwan's biggest reservoir running on empty. Officials say the water level here at Zhengwen in southern Taiwan is at just above 30% capacity. They're doing what they can to stem the outflow.
第一个是曾文乌山头水库系统农业用水的部分，那在二期作跟秋冬操作就配合作物生长跟现地降雨状况，适时延长间断供灌的频率，来降低水库的可出水量。
In 2021, Taiwan was hit by a countrywide record-breaking drought. This year, it's the opposite story. Most of Taiwan's reservoirs have ample supply after the north saw some of the rainiest months on record. But in parts of southern Taiwan, the rainy season never really came. The city of Tainan has seen less than half the rainfall it did last year. Officials are now taking action to ensure people there can get the water they need.
用高屏溪剩余的一个川流水来提升整个高雄地区取水北送支援台南每日20万立方公尺，落实每日南化水库出水量管控在50万立方公尺以下。
So far, Tainan officials have not cut water to the city's homes. They say they have enough to last till February. Ample time, they hope, for more rain to fall. Alex Chen and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan is struggling to fill a growing need for qualified caregivers to look after the country's older citizens, especially those with disabilities. Jeremy Olivier has more.
Caring for older people with disabilities, a difficult but increasingly necessary task as Taiwan's aging population continues to grow at a rapid pace. Over 800,000 of Taiwan's citizens aged 65 and older currently suffer from physical and cognitive impairment, and it is becoming more difficult to find appropriately trained caregivers for them. Taiwan relies heavily on migrant labor from developing Southeast Asian nations to look after its older residents. But the often great needs of their charges and lack of time off have led to burnout among many of these workers.
他本来是照顾失能的长辈，是卧床比较多。就他因为可能长辈有一些新的状况，他需要转换到其他下一个家庭的时候，变成面对可以走走跑跑跳跳，然后晚上不睡觉失智长辈，其实他就会非常痛苦。
To improve the situation, workers groups say employers need to better understand what caregivers go through, often working around the clock without a break.
以休假为例好了，其实我们现在的长照2.0的喘息服务，一天最多可以提供到10个小时的照护服务员入家替手的这样的服务。
But recruiting and retaining caregivers may take more than adequate rest time. One suggestion is to offer them opportunities to improve their skills while in Taiwan.
除了只是训练之外，有没有再多一个是认证的这个概念，让我们的照顾移工会觉得说，我不是只是做一个家务的部分或保护性看视。
The idea is to create a win-win situation for both caregivers and their employers, a solution labor groups and academics hope can help Taiwan address its urgent demographic dilemma. Patrick Chen and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
The Transport Ministry has announced plans aimed at making Taiwan's roads safer. That's as the number of fatal accidents this year surpasses 2,000. Jean-Van Trieste has the details.
Scooters are one of the most popular ways of getting around in Taiwan, but they can be dangerous. From January to September, more than half of the 2,200 fatal accidents on Taiwan's roads involved at least one scooter. Officials think this may have to do with Taiwan's scooter licensing system. The practical part of the driving test happens on a closed course with no traffic. Test takers don't have to show that they can drive safely under real conditions. That could be about to change. From April next year, driving school students will be able to opt for real-world training. The government will pay them close to $40 for doing 3 hours of supervised on-road driving. The course will be optional, at least in the beginning.
道路的训练呢，我们先看它的成果。如果需要纳入我们整个取到执照里面的一部分，我们等到明年实施一段时间再做一个确定的时间。
But scooters aren't the only problem. The Transport Ministry plans to add traffic signs or signals to 3,000 dangerous intersections. Officials say clearer traffic directions will help older drivers in particular. Older adults caused 10% more accidents from January to September this year than they did during the same period last year. And as Taiwan's population ages, the number of older drivers is set to grow.
示范一个叫高龄友善区，就是说在也选择1到2个县市的高龄事故比较多的地区来进行这个高龄友善区的一个示范。
The Transport Ministry says it's ready to work with local governments to bring down the number of accidents and make driving in Taiwan safer. And it believes changes like these could be the start. Klein Wang and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
A team of eye specialists from a hospital in southern Taiwan have been providing optical tests in a rural town in Nepal. They are also helping develop telemedicine technology in other parts of the world. The medical specialists want to help more people have access to eye checks, even if they live far from well-equipped hospitals. Bing Wang has more.
Taiwanese doctors perform eye tests in the mountainous Nepalese town of Bias. This team of specialists from Taiwan's Taidong Hospital have traveled to this remote area to open a free eye clinic. The local hospital is lacking in resources. They don't even have an optometrist on staff. On the clinic's first day, hundreds of people lined up to get their eyes checked.
手机去记录以后才发现，那些民众他们在排队的过程里面，他们完全都没有任何的抱怨。
The Taiwanese staff are only here temporarily, but they're working to establish a permanent eye clinic in the area, one that has visual communication links with Taidong Hospital. This way, its doctors can provide consultations from thousands of miles away.
Taimani Hospital 没有眼科医师，那所以我们可以做到诊断跟建议治疗，帮他做转介。
In addition to the clinic, the Taiwanese specialists are assisting in digitalizing the locals' medical records.
我们台湾现在都是电子病历，但是尼泊尔是有史以来第一张。
Taidong Hospital has plans to open more clinics like this in remote and difficult to access parts of the world. The staff hope they can help more people to receive medical help in places where it's not always freely available. Howard Zhang and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
The first batch of black-faced spoonbills to migrate to Taiwan this year has been spotted in the south. The endangered waterbirds make annual migrations up and down Asia, with Taiwan one of the places they winter at. Jaime Ocon has more.
A flock of black-faced spoonbills making themselves at home. This is the first group of these endangered birds to arrive in Taiwan this year. These spoonbills were spotted in the southern city of Tainan last week. The waterbirds usually spend their summers in waters near the Korean peninsula. But in the winter, they migrate further south to chase warmer weather, and Taiwan is one of their destinations. Parks in the south like this are prime resting and feeding spots for the birds. The areas on the outskirts of the city also offer great views of the animals to locals.
我很开心，就是动物跟植物跟人是共生共存的，那我觉得是很棒，因为在都市里面你难得可以看到这么多的生态。
But this hasn't always been the case. Over 3 decades ago, the black-faced spoonbills were nearly driven to extinction. But thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers have begun increasing in recent years.
So as you could see now, from 1990 when there were only around 200, now there are over 6,000. Well, actually, you could find black-faced spoonbill wintering in Taiwan in various places. One of the nice things about Taiwan in general is the ease with which you can be able to see wildlife, and particularly birds, without having to go very far distances.
With the black-faced spoonbill's numbers on the rise, both conservationists and locals are now hopeful these birds will become an even more common sight. Ricky and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, which contains the world's largest collection of coral reefs. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.